Welcome to Bespoke Diaries. Today's article is on Guitars Undusted by Parth Garg, author, India. Parth hears the sharp bell toll as he strides ahead along with several others that evening. For some, what might have been a race to win was a chance for him to shine in the eyes of his parents. Clouds lit the rink in grey and the weathered tiles reflected the tone with harmony. The breeze felt cold on his legs, but that could not stop him that evening from shining. Not long did it take for the others to outrun him and for him to blame the rusted tires of his heavy skates. "They have them better," is how we both consoled ourselves. His parents had strived to provide him the best they could, but only the best they could. We define the best in all our ways, but the rink and wheels don't discriminate. He pat him on his shoulder as they laugh it off because the wheels were at fault. The test laid heavy on their shoulders today, evidently more on the shoulders that pat him after the race. So much that he decided to buy the best of the wheels before the next race that very evening. The hustle he finally did to support his son minutes before the next race made him feel like he's doing his part, and Parth felt like he was about to be the next best thing in the world of wheels. Ecstasy, stirred, and a tint of hope was finally served as the toddler was about to fly his legs on the next toll of the bell. He stands in the queue behind the line of start. As he glances across the wheels everyone had there. "They have them old," is how he braves himself as he was about to make his parents proud again. The father believed he did his best, and nevertheless he really did. The bell tolls sharp once again as he strides his leg forward in a rhythm as if he was trying to strum a chord to sound in scale. 6 years hence from that evening he sits with a bunch of metalheads, trying to zone into their group with the brand new guitar he just purchased. Chasing an intangible something with materialistic ways was one innocently flawed part of his life. Having a sincere knowledge of music and a natural hand at instruments made it rather quick for him to catch up and be a part of the cool music band though. Soon he was the topic of discussion in the little world he knew within the school. Much obsessed with what he had in hand, in turn made him better at playing it. Practicing the guitar being the first thing he did every day after returning home made him invest a significant amount of time and effort into it. Guess the innocence was not flawed anymore. A gig presented itself to him soon after, and it was going to be the biggest event of his life. He ran up the shining stage to the other bandmates and glanced over his shoulder on the vast dark crowd. Sure, it was overwhelming, but tonight was the night to feel the strings under my palms. The cheers roared loud as he strums the first chord with an accurate scale in time. The song stuck to him and he could feel the waves of beats through the drums behind. The vocals were having fun and he was in the corner, under the bright lit halo with the fret in his hands as the crowd faded away in his delusions. He was there, with his heart, the song, and the brand new guitar over his neck. It's funny how a memory can kindle your thoughts to spiral down to contradictions and accords. In those moments where the brave-hearted took the first stride on new wheels, and the young energy strummed to harmonies on the stage, both the versions of his subtle past were present in that moment, pouring their hearts out into doing something they believed in, and tried to carve some meaning out of the world they knew of. Too oblivious of the fact that the moments we cherish in the present become a memory of the past to dwell upon. As if it was happening again to both of his younger selves, he watches them now in past to have left doing what they loved. The bell that tolled that evening had him running ahead of everyone at the start. He believed in the wheels in that moment until the first turn, when everyone else had picked up the pace too fast for him to catch on to. Soon he was again the last runner in the rink, striding to reach the finish line as his parents decided that it's finally time that we give up the idea of sports before it consumes his academics. We gave up the idea. Not so long after that gig that the little elder past of himself decided to maybe take off the guitar strap off the shoulders once and for all, owing to the haunting responsibilities of the oblivion future that were beginning to weigh heavier. He gave up for the academics. The only contrast was that the unaware was made to leave it, and the aware left it willingly. It so happens, probably in the lives of each one of us, that something somewhere is lost amongst us while we focus on the important of the present. which extends to parts of us as human beings, parts of ourselves that we leave behind, for better or worse, knowingly or otherwise, and makes us look back at them in a distant future with a constant question in our minds: was it worth it? The incessant circle of the trying to guess, of what could have been if we held on to a part of us, rather than letting it go. The unknowing is rather what keeps us alive and gives a breath to our decisions. But a question still lingers, that when and where do we cap the halting of doing what we love to make room for doing what we should? Where do we realize that the part of us which was born to enjoy the process of our loved activity, profession, sport, or anything for that matter, has passed? Should we be the ones to decide to put down the guitar, or should we be waiting to be told to keep aside the wheels by life itself? Even if we do decide ourselves, isn't that decision somewhere manipulated by life itself? When we decide to let go of a part of ourselves, a life within us is lost but a new is born. The guitar showed up on the shoulders of the elder past of him because the wheels made room for it, and the cycle repeated. Life does boil down to letting go, just that not always we get to choose, and that's okay. That's life. We get to be grateful for what we left behind, for those foregoings make us a better human in time. We all were made to let go of the wheels, or we ourselves let the guitar straps unhook. For him, penning down words was something for which the room was made for, as he glances across the guitar on the wall, dusted. Thank you for your time. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Do leave your thoughts in the comments section below. For similar type of article, please reach us at contact@thebespokediaries.com, or you can visit our website www.thebespokediaries.com.